to episode 56 of Swiss Army Sports. Today is April 20th, 420. A little shout out there to the 420 crowd for those who practice. I'm your host, Will Spain, former long snapper for the Troy Trojans, Osby Governors, and partially Houston Cougars, joined by my side, former offensive lineman with the Hendrix College Warriors, current man of electricity, Luke Wallman, joined virtually from Houston, Texas, the man, the myth, the legend, former kicker from the Houston Huskies, and Troy Trojans' current nephew of Georgia Tech men's basketball coach Scott Cross. Chase Cross repping the USA Tart. I've got the old Eddie Oilers rocking it tonight for a soon-to-be, hopefully, Game 1 dub against the Ducks of Anaheim.
And for those who care, I have my work shirt on.
He has his work shirt on. Luke has his work shirt on. Today's agenda, college baseball, picks of the week, recap, NASCAR recap for the O'Reilly Cup, NBA playoff predictions. We're going to show our brackets. We've already posted them on Twitter and Instagram. So if you're a follower, you got these early when they were on time. NHL Game 1 reactions from every game except the Oilers and Ducks because they kick off tonight on Monday. MLB Power Rankings along with our MLB Dude of the Week, or also known as Duties Awards. Chase talks a little footy. The EPL is heating up. The Swiss Army 5, top 5 NHL goal horns. Yes, the songs are included in these rankings. And then best of the weekend. Let's just get right into it. College baseball picks of the week. We kicked it off with another Will Spain standalone dub as the Auburn Tigers went in to Gainesville, Florida, and got the job done versus the Florida Gators. I was honestly shocked.
I kind of was too. Florida's been playing really well in SEC play. I think then they sweep Bama, right? And then they beat another ranked SEC opponent. So it was a very good win for Auburn.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it coming, frankly. Just kind of shot in the dark there, and we landed.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I don't trust this Florida staff. Don't trust the pitching staff. Don't trust the hitting, and I don't really trust Auburn either. But I trust Florida a little bit less. And rode with the Tigers, and fortunately got a nice dub there as they won the series 2-1. Luke, you hit this next one right on the nail. North Carolina took care of business against Georgia Tech. Chase, I'm sure you were as shocked as I was at Georgia Tech's lack of offense in this series.
100%. The bats just weren't going for them through this series, and definitely surprising. Not that I haven't been impressed with North Carolina, but just the fact that Georgia Tech, coming off a massive series against Florida State where they just out-hit them, completely dominated them through 3 games, like you're thinking they're going to do the same thing to North Carolina, and that was just not the case. They didn't find the bats for all 3 of the games, I think it's fair to say. So definitely a little bit concerning, but I think they'll bounce back this next week.
I'm not going to lie. So for those of you who are listening, I was picking this while driving up to Arkansas. It did not register that they were playing Georgia Tech. And then I said it, and I was like, well, that's a loss. And then I was like, I'm not deleting the voice note, and kept on going. So I got extremely lucky with that.
Yeah, I was wondering why you picked North Carolina, but hey, hit it right on there. Ole Miss, the boys are rolling in Oxford. 2-1 series win against Tennessee on the road for the Rebels. And then the shocker of the weekend was Nebraska at home against USC. Swept the Trojans, belt to ass. Chaser, you were on USC there, but the boys at Corn were raking in this series, and I know you saw that. Just unbelievable offense from Nebraska. Southern Miss took care of Texas State. We were all on Nastyburg, excuse me. Yeah, I'm not a big
Natty Light.
Not a big fan of Southern Miss as a Troy Trojan alum, but credit where credit's due. They took care of business against a tough Texas State opponent in a 3-0 sweep. The Troy Trojans, man, Chase did it. He faded Troy, and it worked out.
It worked. It worked.
Grand slam on Sunday to win the series for the boys of Troy, who have now moved up to 59th in the RPI and got some big RPI games coming up against Georgia, Bama, etc. So they're starting to creep around the bubble. They need to win baseball games, though. I honestly would rather have a sweep here, but I'm taking the series win. And then Texas just dismantled Alabama. Chase, your Longhorns look back.
Looks good through the first 2 games. Lost the game on Saturday, the game 3. Yeah. What'd you say?
I said it's tough to sweep in SEC play.
Oh, 100% is tough to sweep an SEC play, especially coming off. I mean, I was impressed with what they did coming off last week against Texas A&M and a tough midweek game versus Corpus. They definitely looked a lot better. Alabama's a quality opponent, and now Alabama, what did they lost 5 out of their last 6 SEC
Yeah, the
games?
boys are not rolling in Tuscaloosa.
They were for a period of time, and now I mean that's a good series win against the 11th best team in the country. So if I'm a Longhorns fan, I'm not too concerned. That's a good result, and you got to continue winning baseball games.
1,000%. The picks leaderboard now stands Luke at the top,
Dude, it's
31
finally-
and 14 for the first time maybe ever.
But finally, it's not Chase Michael.
As me, Chase, and Michael are all tied for second, so it is tight in the college baseball picks leaderboard. NASCAR. Gray got the job done in the O'Reilly series. It was all tight between us. I mean, Sheldon Creed, I thought, could have won that race in the 0-0. He came in second. Allgaier could have won that race. He came in third. And I could have won that race with Brandon Jones. He ended up finishing eighth. All 4 of the cars, including the winner, were in the running the entire time at Kansas. And in the Cup race, Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, like, I was watching the green-white checker to this race. I thought Denny Hamlin had it won. He got a little loose. And then I thought Larson had it won. And then all of a sudden, the 45 car just comes around like a rocket. And I'm like, this cannot be legal. Like this car has some sort of advantage that the other cars do not have. And Jordan has juiced this car. By the way, I completely missed with Ross the boss. He came in 26th. Luke came in second with Larson and Chase. I mean, I can't fault you, dude. You keep picking the 45 and it keeps working out for you. I mean, they've strapped a rocket propeller to this car. I don't get it. Like, it made no sense. He was only on 2 tires. It made no sense. I was watching. I was like, what the hell is going on? This makes no sense. But congrats, Chase. You got one on the head.
Let's go.
NHL Game 1 reactions. Let's break it down game by game. Carolina beat Ottawa to kick it off. First off, the playoffs started off with a fight with Chucker. That was electric. Carolina was at home against Ottawa. They won 2-0. Ottawa did have a goal disallowed, though. So I thought this one was a little bit more hairy than the scoreline tells. It was kind of a mild start other than the fight to our playoff Saturday. I thought Carolina should be dominant in the series, Chase, and I thought they looked dominant in areas they needed to look. I think you'd probably agree.
Agreed. I think Ottawa though we were texting about this too. I mean, we talked about it last week on the podcast that this series was going to be a lot closer than what Vegas and what everybody else had made it out to be. I think the Senators can maybe steal a game potentially too from away from this Hurricane teams. Like, I don't think it's going to be a sweep. It was definitely a tightly contested game considering how long the Hurricanes were on the power play. They were a 2-man advantage at one point and weren't able to score. So I thought actually the Senators penalty kill did a really good job as well in that game. So definitely was impressed with the fight that the Senators put up in game 1. And on home ice in Ottawa, maybe they can pull a little magic and extend the series a little bit.
I think they'll extend the series at home ice. I do not think the Senators team is going to get swept. They're down 1-0 right now, but we'll have to see how it heads into Ottawa. I picked this one. I did not think it would go the way it did. Minnesota put belt to ass to the Dallas Stars, 6-1. Dallas had literally nothing going from this entire game. Kirill Kaprizov had 3 points, 2 assists, and a goal. Matt Zuccarello had 3 assists, and Wallstead, 27 saves with a 9.64 save percentage. It was an absolute wall. The wall of St. Paul was a wall in Dallas, Texas. Chase, obviously I'm going to turn this one over to you. I think Minnesota was dominant. I think they're going to win this series. I thought they were going to win this series. How do you feel about Dallas, though?
I'm not overreacting too much. I mean, we do have to remember that this Dallas Stars team tends to lose the first game of their series. They've lost the first game of the series 8 out of the last 11 times. I mean, last year we saw with the Avs, they went down 1-0 with the Avs. They went down 1-0 with the Wild in 2023. So, I mean, there's definitely cause for concern when you lose 6-1. But I also, watching that game, I mean, I thought Minnesota had a lot of bounces go their way, and I thought Dallas just had a lot go against them. I mean, there was a couple saves that the Wild goaltender made that were just absolutely unbelievable. And then, Dallas's penalty kill was atrocious. I thought the Wild on their power play was fantastic. And I mean, I've thought that since they traded for Quinn Hughes. I mean, they've had one of the best power play units in the league. I mean, I mean, there's not many teams that I would want to go against that power play. So, I mean, honestly, not too concerned because it's a long series. You're gonna, I mean, this series is probably going 6 or 7. I mean, I'd be shocked if Dallas doesn't have a bounce back game tonight, but we'll obviously have to see.
Yeah, no, the series depends on what Dallas does tonight. If they go down 2-0 heading back to Minnesota, they are in
It's
real
over.
trouble. I wouldn't say it's over, only because my Oilers have been there before. But they are in real trouble. The Flyers, man, gritty win. It was really the score was 3-1. Pittsburgh had like a late power play scored with 9 seconds left in the game to make it 3-2. But the Flyers looked good on road ice. Porter Martone was a highlight for me. The rookie getting his first career playoff goal. Travis Sanheim looked good, but the Pens did not look bad. It kind of like the Stars, just a couple of bounces didn't go as Philadelphia. Martone just scores right now for the Philly Flyers. Crazy the timing on that. If Pittsburgh goes down to Philly, they're gonna be in real trouble. But I still think this is the Penn series to win. However, my prediction of 6 games is looking better and better. What do you think?
Completely agree. I think that a lot of the teams that lost, like I actually thought the Senators played well. To be fair, I thought at times the Stars played well. Obviously, when you lose 6-1, goaltending's got to be called into question. I mean, I thought the penalty kill was absolutely atrocious. And same thing with the Penguins. Like I didn't think they played bad for large parts of the game. Like I thought all Stars, Penguins, and Senators played good in parts. But I mean, it's so like it's the playoffs now. So what decided regular season games, I mean, it's just become so finite now. Those little bounces, those little plays, those little key little moments in the game, they just become so much more magnified, and they're the difference between a series win and a series loss, as you know. So, I mean, I would say all three of the teams on the losing side can definitely make games a series based off what we saw in game one, but there's some cause for concern because they aren't getting the bounces. I mean, it could also be a hustle thing, you know what I mean?
100%.
And just some teams may want it more. Like I know in the Wild's case, like they are hungry to win a series, and I mean Quinn Hughes is playing out of his mind right now. So I mean, we'll just have to see. But overall, I thought it was a really good Saturday of hockey.
No, 100%. It was great. I mean, the playoffs are just undefeated. But what was really undefeated was Sunday slate, man. The Avalanche did look dominant. Okay, they did. It was a 2-1 game. The Kings scored late. I guess my question coming out of this was, didn't you kind of expect more from Colorado in this first game at home, offensively at least? They looked great defensively and great in net, but offensively, their power play is struggling. And then we highlighted this in our breakdown of the bracket, that the power play for Colorado would come into effect at some point in this playoffs. It did not look good in game 1 against LA. Any concern with Colorado's offense?
Oh, 100%. When you look at the talent they have on the ice and how well they defended and how well they goaltended, I mean, you're looking at this Kings team like we should be up 3-4-0. I mean, I was just like, I don't know. I thought that the Avalanche obviously controlled the game, and it was never really in doubt. Like you knew they were going to win at the end of the day, but definitely the power play is concerning. And I mean, I think we've seen it through the first weekend of hockey how crucial those power plays are. Those who can score on them and those who can't. And if you can't score on the power play in the playoffs, I mean, that's an issue that's eventually going to show up when it comes to crunch time when you face a better opponent than the LA Kings.
In overtime, we had our first overtime Stanley Cup playoff game of the year.
Banger.
It was an absolute banger. Les Abatants de Montreal. Girls team took home the dub against the Tampa Bay Lightning on the back. Juraj Slavkovsky with a hattie who nixed Brandon Hagel's 2-goal performance. Jakob Dobish looked good. The Canadians were flying around, and I do think this is the Abs series to take. What did you take away from Canadians Lightning?
I mean, I thought it was an absolute banger of a game. I think this is going to be, like we said, we probably picked 2 series, one in the Western Conference and then one Eastern Conference. I mean, we would have said this one was. We said this is going to decide the Eastern Conference final right here. Who's going to make it from their side of the bracket? I mean, it was so true. I
Both
mean, it
teams
was a
played up to
heavyweight
that.
bout.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it was a heavyweight bout. I mean, it sucks. Like I told you, I have beef with the NHL playoff format because you know what? Like we've got really good teams facing off in earlier rounds,
It's
and
just the way it
you know
plays,
maybe some
baby.
teams that don't deserve to be there will be there later. But it all shakes itself out in the end. But I mean, my goodness, this is going to be a fantastic series. The game one is just a precursor to that. I think that we could have this one for sure could go 7 games and be one of those all-time series that we talk about for a long time.
100%. I do think Montreal will get a chance to win it at home in the Bell Center to go up 4-2. We will see, though. Another banger of a game.
And the
even
Bell
Luke
Center
can-
was rocking,
Yeah,
dude.
that was the first game I got to watch because I got home on Sunday, and God, that was my indoctrination. So it was pretty beautiful. I
It
can't
was.
lie.
The boys were going nuts
The
as
Bell
they
Center
hit,
was rocking.
as they hit Sabres live on the money line. They were down 2-0 with 8 minutes left to go in the game, and they rattle off 3 in a row, or 4 in a row, excuse me,
4 in a
including an
row,
empty
yep.
netter. That game was insane. Buffalo was rocking. The outside was nuts. Tarps were off. I mean, this series, I expected this to be the best one wild card series, and it's going to wholeheartedly deliver. Boston's a damn good team. They are skating right alongside Buffalo, but there's a little Sabres Mafia magic in the water in Buffalo, man. That game was nuts. Luke, what'd you think of the game, man?
Oh, the crowd was amazing. Like when they panned at all those people going nuts or what, that city might burn down if they win this series. Because I also didn't know they hadn't won a playoff game in what, like
15
years?
years.
Yeah. So like, it is going to be a very good series. I want to see Buffalo win just because I think it'd be like when I'm going to say the Eagles win the Super Bowl. That city's going to literally get torn apart. So I want Buffalo to win. It was a great series or a great series opener.
Chaser, what'd you take away from Buffalo Bruins?
The resiliency. I mean, I thought the Bruins actually looked fantastic for what they were doing. I mean, we kind of highlighted it. The Sabres haven't been here in 15 years, and there's not a ton of experience from an organizational standpoint. I actually thought the Bruins skated well and dominated the first 2 periods of the game, and then the Sabres came alive in the third, and I mean, just completely took over, scoring 4 great goals. I mean, it was fantastic to watch and really, really entertaining. And I mean, that crowd, man, I mean, they just put like other sporting events to death. Like them and the Canadians, their home fans are just absolutely fantastic. So,
Yeah, well, the Canadian game was
definitely
in Tampa, but you may be confused. But
my
no,
fault.
you're good.
Tampa, my fault. Yeah,
But the crowd was like 40% Canadians fans there in
yeah, that's
Tampa
what I
Bay.
meant. I was
Yeah,
kind of
it was kind of nuts with all the snowbirds that go down to Tampa, Florida, for the summer months in Canada. They showed up for La Baton. Another game that was really weird to me was this Mammoth Golden Knights game. So the Mammoth, I thought, really controlled the first 2 periods of this game. They were controlling the D zone. They were limiting Vegas's chances. They were going up 2-1 heading into the third period, and then Vegas was able to rattle off 2 in a row within the first 10 minutes, and bury an empty netter to win it 4-2. I think this is a precursor. This is going to be a deep series, 6 or 7 games, Chaser. What do you think for Vegas, Utah?
I agree. I think it'll go a little bit deeper. I mean, I thought Vegas looked decent. Um, but I think this Utah team is actually pretty good and is very underrated. Like we've highlighted all year. Granted they were in a tough division, but they're pretty good, and I think they're going to push Vegas to at least 6 or 7
Oh,
games.
1,000%. I think this one's going deep.
And
As
I
we-
love, this is the second game I watched. I love how it opened with a fight. I thought that was awesome. And apparently, are they letting them play?
Oh,
Like,
playoff hockey, you let them play,
so
brother.
I really appreciate that because I wish some other sports would do that. But it was another good game for what I was able to stay up for.
Yeah, no, Chase, looked at it was a red crowd in Tampa. I understand that.
I know that's what I
It
was
a red
like. I mean,
crowd.
obviously saw the logos, but I mean, it was packed out.
Yeah, it was the outside area where they do the guys that came in the game
Mhm.
celebration. After the game, I mean, it was a swarm of Montreal fans just chanting "Ale, ale, ale, ale." It was electric. NBA playoff predictions. Mine is going to age like sour milk. Obviously, I took the Suns to win the whole thing. we are going to get swept by the Thunder. I just want to preface that. I do think the Rockets, when KD comes back, is oh my god, the Flyers just scored again, shorthanded. Um, I do think the Rockets are going to win this series against the Lakers. I mean, KD sitting out was obviously huge. I do not think Luka is going to get back in enough time to make a difference. I do think the Nuggets are going to beat the Timberwolves in 6, and I think the Spurs are going to beat the Trailblazers in 6. I think Portland makes this series interesting, especially when it turns back to the Moda Center. I think Detroit's. I know they lost game 1. I do still think Detroit wins this game. I do think it goes 7 games with the Orlando Magic. This is a hot Magic team. I think the Cavs are going to handle the Raptors. The Knicks are going to handle the Hawks. And the Celtics are going to sweep the 76ers. The 76ers look atrocious. I then have the Suns beating the Rockets. Again, you can insert Thunder. I have the Nuggets beating the Spurs. I think this Jokic is going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I do have the Suns / Thunder moving on to the Western Conference Finals. I've got Detroit beating Cleveland. I've got the Knicks beating the Celtics, and then Detroit facing off against the Suns / Thunder in the finals, and the Suns / Thunder winning the entire thing. That's about as far as my NBA analysis goes, those guys. I mean, I'm not an NBA guy. Luke, how do you see it going?
All right, so I've got the Thunder winning this first series in a sweep versus Suns. They're just outclassed. I thought KD was going to play. What was it, yesterday or whatever, 2 days ago? So that was kind of shocking he didn't. But Luke Kennard is not going to drop 30 every game. So I do think,
which, by the way, the fact that it was Luke Kennard of all people,
it's pretty peak though. But I do think the Rockets will be able to hang on to that because they shot so poorly from the field too. It was really bad. It was like watching a Saint. Who's the college basketball court? It was kind of like a St. John's game when they can't hit anything.
Do want to? Huh? You could finish, but I'm gonna talk about that for a little bit.
It was bad. Then I've got the Nuggets beating the Timberwolves in 7. I think this is going to be a great first round series. These two teams always deliver. And then I got the Spurs in 5. I think Portland will steal one. I don't think they'll be able to push it really past that. Then I've got the Thunder going to the Western Conference Finals over the Rockets. Then I got in another all-time classic kind of series, I got Jokic getting the best of Wemby. I think whoever ends up winning this series is going to end up beating the Thunder. Because it's kind of weird if you look at it. The Nuggets have the Spurs number, but the Spurs have the Thunder's number, and the Thunder have the Nuggets number. It's like a whole ordeal. But so yeah, I think the Nuggets will end up beating them and then beating the Thunder to go to the finals. And the East, the Pistons, I think I had them in 5 against the Magic. I actually had the Raptors in 7, which is aging extremely poorly right now. They're down like 13. It was just kind of like one of these first round series was going to be an upset. So I was just like, oh, why not the Raptors? But maybe when they go back.
Orlando Magic.
Yeah. Maybe when they go back to Toronto, it'll look a little better. I got the Knicks. Even though Trae Young is not on the Hawks, I still think the Knicks will own the Hawks. I don't think Kuminga is going to be able to do enough to be able to carry the Hawks to a victory. Then I got the Celtics handling the Sixers. And I've got the Knicks beating the Celtics. I'm just not bought in with the Celtics team. Like, yes, Tatum's back. Tatum is not obviously full form, but he's still playing solidly. I think this is kind of the year the Knicks will end up making a slight run and go to the Eastern Conference Finals where they play the Pistons, which just worries me after watching that Magic game. But I think the Pistons will play the Nuggets, and then the Nuggets will be your NBA champions.
Jason, how do you see it going? Oh, wow, this is atrocious. This would be my nightmare finals matchup, by the way.
Oh, my God, this would be hilarious.
Oh, I believe it. And so here's the logic. So, obviously, I was kind of hoping the Suns would give the Thunder a little bit better fight.
Hey, it's not over yet, brother.
It's not over yet, but it's looking like a sweep round 1 for the Suns. This Lakers-Rockets series, I think if Luka and Austin Reeves were healthy, it would be a 5-game, maybe 5-game series. Just a gentleman's sweep. Now, with Luka and AR being out, I think this series is very tightly contested. You saw how one-dimensional the Rockets are on Saturday when they did not have KD. KD's going to be a game-time decision for Game 2. They showed videos of him moving around in pregame and in practice today. He just doesn't look completely right. I've watched KD my entire life. I've been a massive KD fan. He doesn't look 100% right. This Rockets team without KD, they have no shooters outside of Reed Shepherd. I mean, Şengün and Amin Thompson, if they can't score in the paint, they're not scoring. I mean, they shot it horrifically. I mean, I think that this Rockets team could probably eke out a series versus the Lakers, but here's the reasoning. Guess who came back to practice today?
God.
Guess who was back in practice? Luka's back in practice. So by that logic, the way the series is set up, everybody was complaining about it on Twitter. There's 2 to 3 days between every game except for one in this series. So that gives, I mean, obviously that gives Luka a lot of time to come back.
Oh, that's so bullcrap.
They've already pushed it to at least 5 games. If the Lakers are able to win tomorrow with a hurt KD, I mean, it's going at least 6. Apparently, Luka will be back by game 6, and then Austin Reeves would be back in the first round of the next series. I think if Luka comes back, Lakers win the series. Then looking at Nuggets Timberwolves, I just think Jamal Murray is playing some of the best basketball of his career. Jokic is better every season. He gets better every year. And I think the Anthony Edwards injury just is going to hinder the Timberwolves a little bit. So I think the Nuggets get past the Timberwolves in 6. And then I think the Spurs win in 5 against the Trailblazers. Wemby looked absolutely phenomenal yesterday in his playoff debut. And then Thunder versus Lakers is kind of a tricky one because Thunder have had the Lakers number all year, but Luka Doncic has owned Shea in the playoffs. So I'm going to go with the Lakers here just off of that. Austin Reeves coming back is going to give him a big boost. LeBron's playing probably some of the best basketball he's played. This is his last real opportunity to get a ring. So I think that in 7, the Lakers beat the Thunder. Then I think another banger of a series. This series will go to 7 games too. I got the Nuggets actually getting past the Spurs, and the only reason they do is just a little bit of playoff inexperience from the Spurs team. And that's going to set up a Lakers Nuggets Western Conference Finals where I've got the Lakers going to the finals. I think I would just, from what I'm seeing, this is the healthiest LeBron's been in the playoffs in the last 5 years. If Luka and Austin Reeves can get back to somewhat of what they were in the regular season, this Lakers team offensively is going to be super hard to stop. And if they just play good defense or just good enough defense, they can beat pretty much anybody in the field. Then looking over at the Eastern Conference, I'm definitely scared for how far I had the Pistons going after watching game 1. It was Cade Cunningham versus the entire Orlando Magic roster. The Pistons, outside of Cade, were just horrible, missing so many shots. This is a guy, Cade Cunningham, almost averaged 10 assists per game, had 4 just because of how many shots that the Pistons players were missing. But I do think they get past the Magic. I think this is going to be a tightly contested series, though. I think the Cavs handle the Raptors. We're already kind of seeing that. I think this is probably going to be a gentleman's sweep, if anything, not a complete sweep. And then I think the Knicks get past the Hawks. The Knicks do look really good at this point in time. I think that they've kind of figured something out, and they're able. I mean, I think they're playing really good basketball right now, and they're the best team in the East in my eyes at the moment. And then I got the Celtics beating the 76ers. I think this one's pretty cut and dry. Celtics have too much for this 76ers team. And then Pistons Cavs, I think now after seeing what the Pistons came out with in their first game of the playoffs, I think this series is going to be very tightly contested. I do think the Pistons get by the Cavs, but I could definitely see it flip-flopping. I think Donovan Mitchell and James Harden could make a little run and beat this Pistons team, but I've got the Pistons going through the Eastern Conference Finals. And then a rematch of last year. I think, man, it would just be really hard for me to pick the Celtics right now with how Jason Tatum is currently playing. And, you need 2 stars to really be playing at an elite level, and the Celtics just don't have that. The Knicks do, so I'm picking the Knicks. And then I think the Knicks just have way too much for the Pistons to set up. 2 blue bloods, historic blue
I
bloods.
promise you, I would not watch a minute of this finals.
And everybody else would. The NBA is so scripted. They're losing. Their ratings are down in the toilet. I mean, that they want a West Coast East Coast NBA Finals matchup. They'll have so many eyes on this series. Like, it would be fantastic. And LeBron would win his 5th ring. The ratings would go through the roof. So I got the Lakers being the NBA
That
champions.
reasoning is actually really spot
if it
on.
is
Because the
truly
Thunder
scripted.
Pacers, I thought was last year one of the better finals in recent memory because I watched almost every game. But it was like one of the lowest rated finals because nobody wants to watch Indiana and Oklahoma.
It's a game 7.
So
Yeah. No. The producer has the Thunder beating the Suns, the Rockets beating the Lakers, the Nuggets beating the Wolves, and the Spurs beating the Blazers. He then has the Nuggets advancing over the Spurs, Thunder advancing over the Rockets, and the Nuggets in the title championship. Um, Pistons over Magic, Cavs over Raptors, Hawks over Knicks, Celtics over 76ers, Celtics over Hawks, Cavs over Pistons, Celtics over Cavs, to set up a Celtics Nuggets finals where he has the Nuggets winning it all. Shout out, producer. MLB Power Rankings. We are heading into it now on the MLB side of things, talking a little Diamond. Do you know Diamond? I've got the Dodgers still at number 1. It's hard to bet against LA. I think they are just the most powerful team right now, both in staff and batting. I mean, they should be. They kind of pay for that. I do think your Padres are holding up though, Chase. Mason Miller alone could be number 1 on my power rankings, but the Padres, man, the bats are going. The rotation looks good. Impressed with the San Diego team so far. Another team I've been kind of shockingly impressed with is this Braves team. You know, they had a down year last year. The offense is so back. Staff is there. The team can produce day in, day out. But let's talk about number 4 on this list. That's the St. Louis Cardinals, man. They are actually 5th overall in the MLB right now in the standings. This Cardinals team, yes. The starting staff, I love right now. I love the starting staff. I think the bats, at least 1 through 6, are really good. Jordan Walker's got to get back going again. The relief pitching, obviously, is a question mark, but O'Brien has been an unbelievable closer.
Romero,
I mean,
it's...
Romero and O'Brien are top notch. Yes, outside of that, it's been rough. Carolina goes up 2-0. And then I've got the Yanks, just because of, man, their power in their lineup is just unbelievable. Pitching staff, this team will not make it to the World Series. Pitching staff is not there. It's just not. I mean, it's not there.
Garrett Cole is coming back, but
they literally are essentially pitching.
I don't want to hear it.
6th and 7th.
I don't want to hear it. They are losing to the Rays. Luke, what's your power rankings?
So I'll put the Padres at 1. They're 9-1 in the last 10. I honestly think they've looked better than the Dodgers. The Dodgers just lost 2 to the Rockies. Also, shout out Dodgers. Just because the Rockies beat them, they thought they cheated.
I know.
That is
Yep.
That is also part of the reason they got bumped out. Just out of pure hate for them. Because bro, if you look at it, they were like, oh, they're swinging a bunch at the first pitch. The Rockies have the highest swing rate in the MLB. They have the highest first pitch swing rate in the MLB. I mean, it's not that hard to kind of comprehend. And if you throw shitty pitches, obviously they're going to hit them. So they slide down to the number 2. The Braves are 8-2 in their last 10. They've got one of the higher run differentials. They've got one of the lowest staff ERAs, and they smoke the baseball. So I think this Atlanta team is going to be very good this year. I got the Pirates. Had a little gloomy series versus the Rays with a bunch of bad weather. Still, I think 1, 2 of 3, I think. But I still think the Pirates, it's a young team. I think they're going to be kind of a force to reckon with this very packed NL Central. And then the Cardinals swept the Astros for the first time since 2004. I mean, they've won 5 in a row. I think they're down 4-3 or 3-2 to the Marlins tonight. But this 4-2. Team, 4-2, I think. This team is looking very much shocking compared to what most people thought at the beginning of the year. I'm okay with the pitching staff. They need to literally nuke Pedro Pages. I actually hate this man. I've watched pretty much almost every Cardinal game. He does not bring any value. He can't hit. He can't play defense. I just honestly send him to single A. I don't want to ever see him again. Call up Jimmy Crooks, who's literally hitting 340 in Memphis or something, and he's hitting Bob. I mean, let's get some youth up. But yeah, the Cardinals look really good to start the season, along with the whole NL Central. Easily could have put the Reds here.
You guys say NL Central stacked. Chase, how do you say it?
Well, as much as I wanted to put the Padres at 1, I actually disagree with y'all a little bit. I don't think that the Padres bats have quite been there. They're heating up, yes. But I will say guys that are perennial 300 hitters and 30 bomb hitters, Machado and Tatis really have not hit well this year. Jackson Merrill has not really caught fire yet. So those are 3 guys that, historically have hit really well for the Padres that aren't hitting right now. So that's why I've got the Dodgers at 1. They've got, the best player in baseball. I guess he's the best pitcher in baseball this year too. He's doing ungodly things on the mound right now with Ohtani. And I know that they did lose 2 to the Rockies, but this Dodgers lineup is still freaking ridiculous. Padres at 2, 9-1 in their last, and playing really, really good baseball. Mason Miller is playing out of his mind. You get it to the ninth inning with a lead, you're coming home with a win. That is the biggest luxury to have in the sport. The Padres staff is actually pitching really well, and the boys are finding a way to get clutch hits and to win. We're missing a little bit of the power in the lineup, and I think that will, as the season progresses and pitchers start to get a little injured, the power is going to start coming and start showing up. But that's my only concern with the Padres, that the power's not there. However, for this Braves lineup, the power is definitely there. This Braves team can rake. The staff is there too, especially with Spencer Strider coming back. I expect this Braves team to be in it late as well. And then the Yankees, this lineup is one of the best lineups in baseball. The pitching has been not up to standard, to start the season, but I will say they're about to get Rodon back and Garrett Cole's due back sometime soon. And then, the surprise of the year, I'd say, still is the Pirates. This young ball club's playing good baseball, competing. I like what they're doing. They have a pretty good rotation, pretty young but decent lineup. So I'm actually kind of surprised to see the Pirates still here, but they're playing good baseball, so I had to keep them in my top 5. But I will give a shout out to your Cards at 6. Man, they are playing some really good ball right now, and they could easily have taken over that 5th spot here this week.
MLB duties for this week. Dude, not much is going right for the Stros right now, but Yordan Alvarez is having himself a campaign so far, especially this week. He, between April 13th and 19th, went 360 on the batting average, 429 on the OBP, 1.389 on the OPS, and he had 4 bombs. Yordan Alvarez, you are my duty of the week. Luke, keeping it in the house.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mason Wynn. First off, played Houston. He's from Houston. He's been in a huge slump kind of this whole year so far. So he came out, hit 320 this last week, 380 on base, and 8 RBIs. He had 2 game-winning hits where it wasn't like walk-off because obviously Houston's bad in the bottom, but go-ahead runs. He had a go-ahead double to clear the bases and extras, and then he had another go-ahead single and extras the game before.
Bomb.
Yeah, and he hit a home run, which is kind of rare for Mason.
It's rare.
So defense is always elite too. It was just a really good showing to see him start to kind of get back to that form he was last year. So he is my dude.
Chase.
Man, it just warmed my heart to see Mike Trout back hitting bombs again, back just hitting again. It's so good to see him back on form. That series with the Yankees was phenomenal to watch. But Mike Trout, 292 batting average last week, 469 OBP. That's ridiculous. 1.427 OPS. Absolutely ridiculous numbers, and 5 bombs last week. Huge week for Mike Trout, looking like the player that we all know and love. Great to see him back on form, and it's good to see. It's good to be talking about Mike Trout again.
100%.
When Mike Trout is good, baseball is just elite.
Correct.
His swing
Agreed.
is so beautiful too when he actually hits it, because he has that little golf swing where anything low in the zone he's destroying. It's just amazing.
Chase.
Freed from desire, mind and senses purified. Freed from desire, mind and senses purified. Freed from desire. Na 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 na.
They're bottling it. They're doing it.
I also love the intro music. That's fantastic.
I thought you.
But anyways, fantastic work. But you're right, they're bottling it. Manchester City beat Arsenal 2-1. Really in the game, Manchester City kind of dominated. Arsenal had some chances, but Manchester City gifted Arsenal their only goal. It's been really hard for Arsenal to score goals over the last couple of weeks, like I highlighted last week. They're just not scoring, and definitely a concern when you look at it's tight on goal differential now. Manchester City has a game in hand, and they're playing Burnley next. They're probably going to thrash them. So, Man City's most likely going to move ahead of Arsenal after this next week's fixtures. And, if you're just a Gooner fan now, I'd be very, very concerned. And you're praying that Manchester City drops points because they're just not scoring goals. They're not playing winning soccer right now, and it is definitely. Every time April hits, that's when Arsenal starts bottling, and this is the biggest bottle I think we've seen from them in their history. They were up for what seemed likely a couple months ago a quadruple, and now they could be heading home with no no silverware. So I mean, just shocking from Arsenal.
is.
But overall, Manchester City looks like the title favorites now. A lot of the metrics still has Arsenal with like a 70% chance to win the title. All the pundits, everything, kind of feeling like Manchester City's got all the momentum just with how they played over the last couple months and the way Arsenal is playing right now, and the fact that they have a strong fixture buildup when they have to look ahead to playing Champions League against Atletico Madrid. So a lot of important games for Arsenal. Definitely some nervy times for them. But in third, Manchester United has pretty much solidified their Champions League spot for next year after being in 15th last season. We're looking like we're going to finish top 3, top 4, which is fantastic. Michael Carrick's got the boys playing pretty well. Could be even more. We could be in this title race. If you look at Manchester United's wins and losses versus the bottom 6 teams, I think, in the Prem, we have an absolute shocking record against the bottom 6. So, definitely some hindsight 2020, and we could be a little bit closer there to Manchester City. But overall, if you're a Man United fan, you're absolutely ecstatic for where we're at this point in the season, opening a 10-point gap after beating Chelsea 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. Aston Villa continues to play pretty well, sitting right there behind Manchester United, and Liverpool getting back-to-back wins, which is huge. The team I do want to highlight, though, is, I mean, Bournemouth is pushing. They were in the bottom half of the table a couple weeks ago, and they are pushing now for a European spot. Brentford has not lost a lot, but they're also drawing a lot of games, and that has made this gap extremely tight. If you look from 6 to 10, there is 1 point separating the 6th spot, which is Chelsea,
I want to see
which
Everton.
is their Europa League spot, and 10th place Everton.
I was about to say, I
So
wanna see
it is.
Everton get it. I do.
Oh, I do too. It would be fantastic for Everton to get back in Europe, considering how down that they've been. But if we look at the bottom half of the table now, um, I mean, Sunderland has been floundering a little bit as of late. Fulham as well. Palace looked decent today against West Ham, drawing with them. It's looking like
West
right
Ham's
now
going down,
that
baby. Let's go.
No, West Ham, my team. That's
I don't know. It's definitely very tight. The gap is now. I mean, it's up to Spurs. Spurs, granted, they get to play Wolves next, which is going to be a big help to maybe push them a little bit out of that relegation zone. But just the way they drew that game this weekend, I watched it. I mean, it's concerning if you're a Tottenham fan. I mean, you got Xavi Simons taking his shirt off, running around the pitch, celebrating like crazy, just for them to concede another late goal. I mean, it sucks, and I mean, I feel so bad for Spurs fans, but man, they've got to win a couple games here, and they do have a favorable stretch of games. The manager said that they're going to win 5 out of the next 5, so we'll see what happens. They still don't have a win yet in 2026 in the Premier League, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, Spurs can get out of the relegation zone because looks like Nottingham Forest is pretty much clear. So it's going to be between Spurs and West Ham to see who gets relegated. So
West Ham,
now it's
man.
just a points race. I mean, it's a battle for y'all's team, so it's just a points race now. I think it's going to be pretty tight down the stretch.
Just up Wrexham, man. Come on, they're so close to getting that playoff spot.
Wrexham, hey, they got a real chance. They have a real chance. They need Hull City to drop a couple points over the next 3 games, and they have a real chance. So hopefully Wrexham can get in that playoff position and make a little push and get into the Prem. That would be
to the
awesome.
Premier League Weekly if Wrexham makes it. I will have a genuine team I've followed ever since they came out with that Hulu documentary to I mean, because Wickham probably will never be back up. So I can at least pull for Wrexham. Sweet 75, top 5 NHL goal horns. Yes, the songs are included. I will kick us off with the world's most annoying horn and annoying song, and that's why I love it so much. If you know me, it embodies me perfectly. I think that NHL fan bases get pissed off at our horn is awesome. So, yes, I do have clips for each of our horns. My number one's. Anyway, that shit's electric, especially when you're scoring Stanley Cup goals. The stars would know about that. My second one is my true number one, but it's especially last night, man. This shit was electric. The Buffalo Sabres. My third is the Nashville Predators. I think it just embodies the city perfectly.
Yeah.
When Tim McGraw wrote this song for Nashville, well, edited his own song for Nashville. I mean, it embodies the city of Nashville. It's electric, especially when the entire arena is singing along. So my third pick is the Nashville Predators. Don't know what it is about the Predators scoring, but I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Number 4 for me is Boston. I think this is just an electric stadium song, kind of generic, which is why it's so low. But I could absolutely get turned up in the crowd if this was my team's goal horn. And number 5 for me is the Colorado Avalanche. I think it's kind of underrated, a little EDM song. Their horn's all right, but the song is electric for me. It is the same song they use for darts when they win a game. Chase the Sun by Planet Funk, absolutely electric. But yeah, Avalanche. Luke, what's your top 5?
All right, so I got the Preds. I think it is the best goal horn. It, like you said, embodies the whole city of Nashville very perfectly. And I had this thing memorized back from when they went to the Stanley Cup, and we watched it in whatever hotel.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I try so hard. I can't rise above.
And then,
yeah, go ahead.
obviously, the Sabres are number 2 with some Motley Crue. I mean, I love rock music, so like that's like all my goal horns. It's all rock music. So the Sabres are my second.
Number 3.
And then my number 3 is the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's another rock song. Kind of forgot what it was, but when we were sitting here doing this and Will was playing them, I was like, that's kind of electric. So they're my number 3. Who doesn't like AC/DC? So, and then my number 4 is Chase's number 1. It's the Calgary Flame. So I can't remember. And who doesn't love AC/DC? And I'm gonna throw it 5. All I think of is UCF because like
Yeah.
UCF Knights, but Boston is my number 5.
Nice.
All I
Yeah.
think about when I hear that song.
Chaser, top 5.
Calgary Flames have one of the most electric horns and songs that I've heard after scoring a goal. Like that horn into TNT just sounds, I mean, it's just ethereal. I mean, it is such a good horn.
Number 2.
Then I got the Tampa Bay Lightning, and this is one that I feel like y'all have all slept on, but like, I mean, who doesn't want to rock out to Nickelback after scoring a goal? I mean, it's just absolutely electric. Burn It to the Ground is one of the best rock tracks, like one of the most underrated rock songs of all time. It just sounds great
Yes,
following a great horn.
especially if you're a WWE fan growing up.
I know, yeah.
Number 3.
And then obviously I had to throw the Sabres with Kickstart My Heart and That Horn. Number 3. This was electric last
Yes, it
night too.
was.
It was super fun to watch, but I mean, hearing that, oh yeah, it gets you out of your seat. So great.
Number 4. Some newbies in the list now at 4 and 5.
So the Flyers actually, this is more personal to me than probably you guys. The Flyers used this song by Van Halen called Ain't Talking About Love, and it's one of me and my dad's favorite songs, and the part they use is just so perfect for after scoring a goal. I mean, the song goes like, hey, 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 and the whole crowd will chant it after scoring. So it's great to get the whole crowd into, and this is an awesome one as well.
Number 5. I just wholeheartedly disagree with you on this one. I just don't think it fits hockey, but I respect it. I just don't think it fits
You
hockey.
could say it doesn't fit hockey, but it embodies Detroit, Michigan. If you're gonna, I mean, who's the most famous person from Detroit? Of course, it's gonna be Eminem. I mean, how could you not have Eminem? And this is just a great song. I know hockey purists will dislike it, but that's why I think it's perfect for Detroit.
I don't know if I can get out of my seat for that one. It's a good song. Don't get me wrong. I love Eminem. I just like after scoring a goal. Anyway, that is our Smooth 75.
It's the biggest troll
You
song.
know, it is kind of a troll song. Top 5 NHL.
That's why it's
goal horns.
perfect.
It is. Except they can't score in April. That is our top 5 NHL goal horns. Yes, songs are included. So sorry, 5 for this week. As we end every Monday episode, best things that happened this weekend. My number 1 is the Stanley Cup playoffs are back. This is my favorite sporting event, period. I was called a lunatic, I'm pretty sure, by my brother, who is also watching every game right now and commenting on it, that like on one of those, keep and drop for postseasons that I kept the Stanley Cup and dropped the Masters. I would do that 10 times out of 9. I would do it 11 days out of 7. I mean, there's no chance that I would keep the Masters over the Stanley Cup. It's the best thing ever. I went golfing with my dad. We did not play well, but it's just always enjoyable to go out and hang out with my dad on the course. And I'm on a cut, big, hard 2,000 calorie deficit, basically, diet, trying to get my six-pack right for the beach. However, I had a massive amount of calories remaining on Saturday. So I decided to treat myself to some Lenny's. I got a 15-inch Philly cheesesteak. It was 98 grams of protein, by the way. That was great macros for what I was trying to do. So it hit all my protein goals, and it was absolutely delicious. However, my body is not used to processing those kinds of foods. So on Sunday morning, I was in church with a 9 out of 10 pain scale, and I'm pretty tough on the pain scale. Like I've broken my ankle, and was able to walk. So and play football, and hopefully the LSP athletic trainers are not listening to this. Told them it was healed. But anyway, I was in severe pain at church on Sunday because of this lady sandwich. Could not stand up, stomach cramps. It was awful. Ate some pancakes and that remedied it. For brunch. Pancakes, by the way, pretty low calorie if you get the right ones. Luke, what are the best things happened this weekend?
Yeah, I went on a nice little side quest this weekend. I went up to Fayetteville. I will say, I don't want to offend if anybody's from Fayetteville that listens to this. It is probably one of the fattest cities I've ever been to. But I'm just going to get that out of the way already. But it was a great time, Went up with one of my buddy's best friends from middle school, Sam Wilson.
Shout
And-
out Sam Wilson.
which he had a few beers, which was kind of shocking. I just had way more. I drank like a lot. I practice run our 9.99 challenge, and I except without the hot dogs, and I drank 9 beers in like 7.5, 8 innings. So it could definitely be done. Now, I played pickleball for the first time too, and that is the only reason I survived to the night because I was about to black out at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But anyways, it was a great time. Went to some bars. Sam's ID actually they had to call the cops over because they thought it was fake. So he's 21 for reference. That's why it's kind of funny. But yeah, met his girlfriend, played a bunch of Wii Sports,
Oh,
baited
some
some
Wii
Cubs
Sports.
fans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was a great time. Had some good food as well. NASCAR Fantasy might not have won the week, but I am in first, so it's just every single Ro was like, Ro was like, I beat you this week, and then I'm like, all right, check the standings, buddy, because he was literally telling me when we started this I was not going to do well at all and how I was going to absolutely suck. Shout out Miller for somehow vaporizing his account. So, like,
I don't even know how you do that.
the most old person crap ever because like he's gonna end up what he's gonna end up doing is he's gonna be tight for like first second or something and you're gonna add it
I'm gonna have to manually add the points, which is gonna suck.
and then I went to the Arkansas baseball game. I sat in the hog pen, which apparently it was about as crowded as a super was last year. So it was a lot of people there. It was really cold. It was like 40 degrees. I did not have a jacket, so I was wearing Sam's windbreaker, which did not fit at all. But it was vintage, but it looked good. Lots of home runs in this game, lots of action. I mean,
What was the final score
it
again?
was like 28-14.
26-14, by the way.
Yeah, so they were down like 3 or something in the ninth, and we said if Georgia scores, we're leaving, and they hit a home run, and we're like, oh, okay, maybe they'll let a few up. They let up like 9 runs in the ninth inning. Also, this is a little disgusting, but the bathrooms there's 4 bodies out back. It had not been emptied. So you can only imagine what that might look like. But it was a great weekend. I go down to state on another side quest in a few weekends to visit Michael and go to see some Zach Bryan. So throw out some grand old stories for that.
100%. That's next weekend, isn't it?
Oh, it's 2 weekends, I think.
No way. Is that the Strickland weekend?
I don't know.
I hope not.
I think it's 2 weekends.
I hope not, man. I hope
It's
not.
like May. It's the big first, like,
First weekend of May?
yeah.
It'll be next weekend.
Oh wait, no, I'm not saying it is next weekend. I'm still thinking it's yeah.
Thank
Okay,
God.
sorry.
Thank God, man. We could not miss another card. Chase, what happened this weekend?
Well, Manchester United have pretty much qualified for the Champions League next year, which means they're back in the biggest competition in the world, which is huge. Very excited about that. Arsenal, second again, bottling again. The memes are hilarious. It is a great time to be on soccer social media because Mikel Arteta and his side are just getting trolled left, right, and central. And then my sister turned 20 this last weekend, so we had a lot of good family time. Got to enjoy that. Got to celebrate her, so it was a great weekend.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Love it. Well, that'll do it for episode 56 of Swiss Army Sports. It's been Will Look and Chase until Wednesday when we break down this weekend's upcoming action. Have a good night. This is Chase. Got to go eat.
I want to apologize, Chase.